कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative. I just changed my shirt. Huh? You see how quickly I did that? I mean, just on the spot there. I got to tell you, I really put my heart into that, and that's very important. You know, you have to really, really care, and that's what I'm all about. Speaking of really care, I want to tell you, I would never come on this show and say things just to please a sponsor, because that's not our style. I would never do that, buckle down and say whatever, you know. But I have something I want to say, and this is totally spontaneous, because you know me, I'm just spontaneous. The reason why I've not had many relations with the opposite gender, so I was spontaneously combusted too quickly, and you know, Silverie, you know, you were present many times as my coach. Well, coming back to my issue, I was doing the maths. We own a couple of cars. When I say we, I mean my wife. And it comes to almost like 20 grand a month in diesel and petrol. Okay, even though they've held diesel at about $94 for some time. Don't act like you don't know. Or you won't know because you go by train. Or you won't know because your dad pays. Or you won't know because you're from Delhi. But here it sucks. It really sucks. So I'm looking at doing the maths. It's 2.5 lakhs a year. Yeah. In 2 years, I'll be 5 lakhs down. Maybe more, because it's going to obviously compound. Yeah. What are we going to do? So I want to go electric. I can't take this anymore. I look at I get out of the thing at the tank, a petrol pump. I get out and I look at the thing, the present pricing, and it really affects me. It's like when you're in junior college, you know, and you try to say hi to a young girl, you go, hi Pooja, and she looks away, and then you're really depressed for 3 days after that. I, of course, then finally managed to get Pooja's number, but let's not, you know, segue away from the main point here, which is the angst I feel.
Her landline number.
So that's more important to you than my pain about the fuel, because that's more important to me. I hate that shit. So I want to go electric. That's my point. I want to go electric. I think in the course of the show, maybe, hopefully, who knows, I'm just putting things together. Coincidentally, we may get some more information about the electric world. Because if we don't go electric, we're all going to die. Meghnad, I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Do you have a car?
I do.
And do you drive it?
Yes.
Yourself?
Yes.
And what is the fuel or diesel pricing in Delhi?
So I don't really
you don't fill it.
Go to work.
A good Maharashtrian boy that you are from Nagpur. You bought the car and you kept it there and you've never actually driven it.
Per month, I spend about like $2,000 on fuel.
That's it?
Yeah.
Where do you drive? Around the building?
No, I mean, like, we don't really take out our car other than like when we have to go places.
Oh, you sound like you're living in New York in the 80s. Yeah. You know, I'll go to get mugged, yaar. I can't drive my car.
But really, the prices in Delhi right now, it says is 96 today.
Yeah.
And in Bombay, it's 106.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, God.
There is one more solution to
And don't forget, in Bombay, we have to wait for the VIP movement to subside.
For them to
So I mean, neutral and
first.
exactly, all that. Yeah. But I got a story on that quickly. Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
Because I was caught. You know, I love religious festivals. I'm the guy behind everything. I call up the government, PMO, CMO, and I say, please give me one more day of Ganpati. You know, that kind of thing. And of course, at the crack of dawn, only me and a few others get up and go to exercise, etc. 5:57, I reached the tip of Marine Drive. 5:57. I crossed that little Chopati piece at 6:42. 45 minutes I was stuck. Of course, Lal Bagh Raja himself did descend upon us, so it's supposed to be good luck, etc. So far, nothing has happened. Days have passed. Then they stopped the traffic on the other side, the beach ka side. You know for what? I suddenly saw these guys with machine guns come running with pot bellies and tight safari suits, and they're running and trying to shoot people. Obviously, because obviously one of the guys doing darshan will be a threat to our chief minister or our leading ministers or whichever big shot bureaucrats. So again, even in religion, they get first choice. I mean, what kind of egalitarian society are we promoting here? That even for Ganpati, they have to go first. The guy who's walked all the way from Thane with his small Ganpati, he doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. He has to wait while this guy drives down. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. It's not right, bro.
It's not.
How can you do that?
It's
a people festival. So people enjoy it. Why these guys? It's like if we go to Tirupati and then there's a VIP line. I thought that's not right, bro. How can you have a VIP line for God? How the hell can you have a VIP line for God?
Like it's similar
only in India.
Yeah. Only in India.
But dude, like if you go to Taj Mahal, right? For locals, it is like a very shitty entrance to go into the Taj Mahal. For the foreigners, that is the main entrance is reserved for the foreigners.
Yeah, here's the question. Yeah. Does the present government consider Shah Jahan foreigner or local? I want that question to be answered today.
But I also want to go electric, by the way.
Oh, well done. Well saved. Yeah. You're a defensive footballer, right? You're in defense. It stops the ball going in the goal.
Cyrus, can you buy me one?
I would love to buy that Volvo. That's my
मुझे वही चाहिए.
Volvo, na?
Yeah.
Volvo. सबको चाहिए Volvo.
सबको चाहिए Volvo.
अगर-
Safest cars, guys, ever.
If my
made.
career goes back
There
on
is a
track, I will
easier
buy 4
solution,
Volvos.
Cyrus. There's an easier solution to all these pricing problems.
Huh.
Just boycott Brahmastra instead.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's what the whole country is doing.
Yeah.
Let me write it down.
This
So
is the
4
last
steps.
Boy-
First,
Speaking
Boycott
of
Brahmastra,
Brahmastra,
Lal Singh Chadda,
2.
Raksha Bandhan,
Right.
all the
No,
movies.
रक्षाबंधन को boycott नहीं हुआ.
वो भी हुआ.
आपका कैसा हुआ?
Dude, हो
It's Akshay
गया.
Kumar in the lead.
Dude, their boycott Bollywood is going on.
What, they don't get the memo? What's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on? People
really.
right wing, left wing come and talk to
Everything
us.
is-
There's some confusion
It's
here.
very ridiculous. So because it can also be like the liberals are boycotting Raksha Bandhan, while right wing is boycotting the others.
Liberals don't count in India. What
Well,
liberals?
but it
Liberals
does
are,
go there. I don't care,
liberals are
everything
told left Pakistan, right Bangladesh. Keep walking.
See, if your lapdog has rabies, it will bite you also sometimes. So it's
Not
that's
sometimes.
what
Rabies is a terrible thing. You'll bite everything inside because of the pain. I know that. It's a terrible.
You got
terrible-
rabies?
No, but I've seen a rabid animal. It's horrible.
Oh,
The-
yeah.
Out of sheer pain, they're just biting.
Yeah.
But now you're comparing the philosophy of certain people with rabid animals, which is like the worst position you can be in the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
It's rabies.
That's true.
And that's where
Talking about
this Punit, I tell you, this stoic philosopher with a lot of cynicism.
talking about rabid animals, though, I saw Brahmastra.
Yeah.
And dude, okay, this is my review. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
that's right. Let's blame the high
Fabulous.
cost of fuel on
Yes.
poor Ranbir Kapoor.
Yes.
It's all his bloody fault, right? Huh?
Yeah,
Silverie?
correct. I had to
Because
waste
they-
my petrol for that
They
movie.
think you look like him. You should be on his side, for
Yeah,
God's sake.
I know. I tried to. I really tried for this movie. I was
The moment the film,
really hyped. Really
film
wanted
does,
to like it.
Film does badly, it doesn't want to be Ranbir Kapoor.
No, the movie is actually doing well. And I'm
What to be,
actually
man?
so
It's doing well abroad. It's a
deserves-
new trend, right?
No, it's
doing well here also.
overall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think?
But so the VFX and all, the background that they make,
why do
the
we
whole
need
of the
actors?
astras and all, the VFX is fucking excellent, like top
Yeah.
notch, dude.
Yeah.
Like really great VFX. But everything else falls short. Like the dialogues are so cringy. तूने देखी? Okay, first I've also seen it. So dialogues are like cringy, dude. There's like just putting in English words where they don't need to be. For no reason, like there's a line which goes light उस रोशनी का नाम है जो ... but light is already a रोशनी. What are you talking about?
That's what is it? Superlative. When you say the same
yeah,
thing.
light is light का नाम is like saying, you know?
Light is
It's
light.
poetry.
ka naam hai.
Yeah.
It's alliteration.
Yeah, I mean,
Interpretation.
I know.
no,
I think he's being picky, yaar. What's the big
Dude,
deal?
a lot of things. So
It's like if I said light.
no, and there's a lot of more, tons of more moments like this where
कितने
it
की
just doesn't
picture
add
है
up.
ये?
Like
300
400
crore.
crores
Listen,
or
boss,
something.
you're picking a fight in a country
Not at all.
where disparity is at its all-time
No,
high, where the
I was-
GDP is questionable,
I was following
where
up on
communal
reviews.
harmony is completely gone, where caste system is being pushed in the background but is raising its head every day, where
No.
the proliferation
People will
of
agree with me.
pricing is out of control, and your big problem with the country is they said light and roshni in the
Light
same
and
sentence,
roshni.
और मुझे पैसा वापस चाहिए. I find this very difficult.
No,
to
but
digest.
everyone has the same exact review of the movie. That the dialogues take you out of the movie so easily because they just don't make sense in that context. Like he's putting in words like killers and all in a sentence, which is not, it doesn't sound fine. Like वो 3 खूनी थे, you can say, वो 3 killers थे, और वो हमारे पीछे आ रहे हैं, वो killers का हम क्या करें?
You obviously hasn't heard me talk Hindi. I would have definitely
No,
said
but it doesn't make sense.
Killers ho.
In the movie, it did not make sense. It
Come
did
on,
not.
just saying, man.
It did not add up in the movie. I think a lot of
You're
people.
being too finicky.
I think
Ranbir, we like you.
Next, Desai has agreed. Says, I agree. The dialogues are very basic.
Here's the question.
Elementary level.
Do the makers of the film deserve a Volvo or not? Meghnad? Dekha?
Yeah.
The VFX people deserve the Volvo.
But
not otherwise.
I also spent like the weekend reading like Brahmastra reviews and a lot of reviews.
I
are
give you an opening for
trashing it.
XC40 and you go into this thing again.
Guys,
was saying Brahmacharya, by
say
the
hello
way.
to our sponsor Volvo.
Yeah.
Go electric.
Yes.
Well done. He's a producer.
But yeah, you were reading reviews.
Yeah, so I really like this one line that I read. I haven't seen a more bland couple on screen than Kapoor and Bhatt. Nothing is earned
They're
between
married.
them. Everything is assumed.
Yeah.
In every romantic scene, you
Yeah.
can almost hear Mukherjee screaming,
Yeah.
"Destiny,
Yeah.
destiny."
One sec.
Dude, the number of times in the movie, Alia Bhatt just shouts, Shiva! That's his name. That's
No.
Rami Kapoor's name.
No,
Shiva!
there's a famous sound
It's
guy
so
who's
many.
also called Shiva. It might be she was calling
Might
him.
be. ये sound मेरा कम कर.
No, mic on nahi hai.
Yeah, correct.
They cut it before you see
Yeah,
the
yeah,
second part of the
correct.
conversation.
But yeah, dude. Like,
Why
literally had
did you
that
go
great
to?
video.
What prompted you to go
Dude,
to?
I was excited for the movie. And
Yeah.
dude, there's a
Arey, he's got a
there's a
girlfriend now,
great,
yaar.
there's a
It's not
great
only his
cameo.
conversation.
Sorry,
There's a great
sorry.
like actor cameo, like superstar cameo.
Shah Rukh.
Which is, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's been revealed already.
right,
yeah.
But that cameo
Hey,
is
come on, what do
great.
you revealed, bro?
Like,
One
great.
week into the film now, you think
That
people don't know.
sequence is great. But then he gets like there's a whole thing that happens with him also. That again makes you question like why? What he could have easily avoided. That's very dumb the way that happened. Again, I don't want not too many spoilers.
What is wrong with this generation? They're looking for logic in Hindi films. I mean, after 50, 60 years,
Dude,
you're
this
still
is
coming.
a movie that was 10 years in the making. Okay,
10
This
years?
guy-
In Mr.
10 years.
Natwarlal,
No.
in
6
Mr.
years का shooting हुआ.
Natwarlal, the tiger is in a background in some other country. And Amitabh is in the background in a city. And the fight takes place. I didn't ask. I loved it. I was superb.
Yeah, but
are you
But
talking
this
about?
is the
doubting it-
same generation who watched Avengers also, so you can't expect
I
that.
go, and
Yeah,
that's
but
fine.
see, Avengers Infinity War Endgame, you cannot say had bad story. You cannot.
Because they don't have
I would
lines like
say
ये
they
light
have
है
good
और रोशनी
story.
है. You know, they don't have that
Very
kind
good
of
acting.
confusing dialogue.
Good story, they have good acting.
Sorry,
not this
but
one.
double meaning has another meaning now. There's double meaning. Yeah, when you say the same thing in two languages.
Yeah.
Light roshni.
No, but even Avengers Endgame
Yeah.
was terrible. I didn't like it.
No, I thought loved it.
Right winger.
I thought it like
Right
No,
winger.
wow.
विदेशी खराब है. विदेशी खराब
I
है.
felt-
Right winger.
I felt.
Have you ever been
Endgame
called
was
right
the
winger?
perfect-
What an honor.
Is it an honor?
Yes, and on a show brought to you by Volvo.
So, so call me that. It's honor. Yeah.
You can tell them when they send you a defamation suit. Bro, I've been called right winger. We
Yeah,
have this
yeah,
now.
yeah. Of
Like, do you
course.
guys watch the show Veep? With,
Yes.
I have, but it's an old show.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's been discontinued now. I mean,
3
it-
times.
Yeah.
But
Very good show. Great fun.
great show.
Yeah.
But the entire time the show was on air, no, the Democrats and the Republicans, whenever they would meet the cast of the show, would be like, "Oh, I love your show. I love how
Ah.
you make fun of the other side."
Yeah.
Because they never specified.
They
where-
never
which party
specified
they're
which party
she's
she
from.
belonged to.
Even there, it's
everyone
not,
thinks,
even
oh,
there
the
you're not
ridiculous shit
free.
is them.
So what do you expect us to do here?
No, but it's so true because inside Parliament also, na, so you will see like these two people going at each other like opposition, yeah, whatever.
And then outside
but
having
बाद
chai.
में जाके
Yeah,
तो
yeah.
cappuccino ही पीते हैं ना.
Actually, Meghnad Silverie told this to us actually that they actually do all that, and many of them
Yeah,
are
yeah,
great
they do.
friends. But they
Oh,
do it
yeah,
like a
yeah,
sport. It's like when you're
Yeah.
playing, if you're all playing a game of
Absolutely.
cricket, we abuse each other, and when it's over, having a drink together in 5 minutes.
There is a WhatsApp
Why do we
group.
show that? We should show that to the public, no? Instead of people
course.
going berserk all the time.
Of course, there is a group called something Young Turks of Parliament or something. WhatsApp
okay.
group.
Which is anyone
Okay.
under Advani's age, which is not exactly, it's just a bit of it's a wrong. sort
I
of
mean, like the
specification.
new young MPs, they're
Yeah.
all a part of that
Yeah,
group,
yeah.
and like they chill together. Like I mean, it's like a WhatsApp group, like a normal
अगर आपका
friends
age
WhatsApp.
You
70 से
think
कम
they have
है,
a
Yeah.
swingers
you
group
could
in
be a young
Parliament?
Turk.
You think they have a swingers group in Parliament?
By the way,
Stringers group,
by the way,
Swingers.
swingers group. Oh wow! Don't get me there.
Punit, you've
Don't
got
get
sex
me
on your mind
started.
after a long time. No? What went to Dehradun and that's all you're thinking of for some reason. Got to examine that story a little later.
But they were celebrating Ganpati in Uttarakhand also. It's like a trend now.
Oh wow,
It's
really?
going, yeah,
No.
it's going up.
There are Maharashtrians there. There are Maharashtrians everywhere. You just need 5.
that might just be. You might be right.
I'm
yeah, that
telling
makes
you.
sense, yeah.
No,
but it's what it was in the 80s where it was a very Maharashtrian festival.
Yeah.
It's not anymore.
Yeah.
It's very
No,
strong in
no,
Karnataka.
no.
It's there in parts of UP. It's there in Uttarakhand.
So-
Festivals are great business.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, if you start an event in one particular area and then you have like
Correct.
sponsors,
Also,
shops,
there are
all
many
of that
different
coming in.
logics depending on what your personality is. Like I would do it for the chutti concept.
Sure.
Always.
Yeah.
So I'd always be, I support you, whoever you are, whatever the community is. Supposing you're Chinese New Year, I'm like, let's have that. Of course, the present government is saying don't encourage Chinese
Yeah.
New Year. But
Yeah.
I would say, why not? Because you get the day off. What do you think,
Yeah,
Punit? Are you all for days off?
We had too many holidays already.
Why? What do you
What are you
say?
talking about, dude?
Yeah.
You don't have a full-time job. That's the problem, Puri.
No, he works only on weekends. What's he talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, तेरे को कोई काम भी नहीं
Oh,
है.
he wants more holidays so he can do more shows. That makes sense.
हाँ,
You
वो
smarty,
है,
you.
ये वो है.
Nice.
He's saying he doesn't want holidays.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He
he's
thinks
saying
there
do
are
no
too
holidays.
many holidays already.
Yeah,
ये
okay.
काम कब करे? There's certain months in which the bank only opens for 7 days. No.
Certain months.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
sometimes all the religions converge in the same fucking month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then they're just chilling at home.
I have a leading lawyer who's a friend of mine on breakfast every morning. They close the court for the first 4 days of Ganpati. Then they keep it open for the next 6. Which is very
Oh.
confusing. But
You know that's the thing where in Ganpati, firstly you cannot go back
up to
in
Gauri, it's closed.
in
and
size
then
of the
it's-
idol. You
Yeah.
can't go down the
You
size.
can't.
Like the next year, if you got like a particular size, next year has to be same size or bigger.
Who decides all these things? Like,
100
don't
years
know,
ago, your
yeah.
great grandfather is the
Exactly.
eldest male relative. So it's already there.
Yeah.
You can't do much now.
Also, you can't go back in number of days.
If we have only one
कि
authentic
अगर
Maharashtrian.
एक साल तुमने
We have
तीन
one.
तीन दिन का रखा दिया अगले साल
Oh, yeah,
you
that I
can't
know.
go back to
Baijan, we
3
have
days.
one authentic Maharashtrian. Let's
That
ask
I
him.
know.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
Google-
the
Google-
second part I knew
Yeah.
that you can't reduce the number of days.
Yeah.
So like in my house they keep it for 10 days.
Exactly.
Oh my
So
God.
and in
Now you're-
Shreyas's house they
you're
keep
forever-
it for I think 3 days.
We keep 1.5.
I thought so.
We are not going beyond 1.5.
Because they miss Ganpati in his house because of their lateness.
Yeah.
Twice they've come when the festival is over. हाँ क्या हो गया? कोई नहीं है इधर.
So across families we have like 3 Visarjans throughout the period.
My
Oh,
God.
wow.
So some do it at 3 days, some do it at 5 days, and some
Question.
do it at 10
Uh,
days.
Where's the CA Nagpur?
What is that? Oh, sea
Darya
nahi
kahan
hai.
hai?
There
So what
are
do you do?
3 big
Lakes.
lakes which are very close to
And
Nagpur.
there's one lake which is famous for suicides. So
Only you will
Ambazari
take
Lake,
a happy
yes.
festival.
So not
Yeah.
that lake. Not that lake.
Ambazari Lake, yes.
is
But-
very
so now- but-
popular.
but
Shall
now
I-
is
Is
Bombay-
it correct what he's saying?
Yeah, it's correct. Yeah.
Why?
And-
Why?
and-
Ambazari Lake, so a lot of people just go and kill themselves.
But why?
there, but
What's
like,
the
I mean-
reason? Like, why, if there are
I
three
mean,
lakes, why one lake?
depressed.
No, but why this lake is chosen?
Oh, it's easily
There's a bridge.
accessible.
Is there a bridge on top of it?
No,
that you
that's
can
the
jump
point.
down?
So like,
Okay.
Ek duje
it's
ke liye
like
calls
a-
all that, no? Ek duje ke liye when it released with the first ending or whatever. Okay, let's not get into it.
it's easily accessible from a bunch of places. So essentially, there is a forest on the other
So
side.
location,
and-
location.
Yeah. There is no public there most of the time. So
Sorry.
and
Yeah.
there's a family who's an expert at digging the bodies out. So they just do it like a
Your humor
service.
is getting more black, more
Oh, this is
dark.
true? I-
This
more
is
oh,
not-
it was.
sinister.
It used to be
This
very
is not
depressing.
even-
This is the
is
government
just-
that's causing you to become like this.
No, it's just
My God,
it's just
bro.
India, Cyrus. It's not
Yeah.
even humor.
It's
It's
I
just-
only my wife will enjoy your shows now. You gotta have a certain grimness.
so
But
there
it is very depressing. I used to live near that lake, and then every other day there would be like, oh, ek aur body mila hai, ek aur body mila hai. And it was like a regular
This is
occurrence.
what we're talking about. Our Volvo sponsored program. Where's the sunny, happy, irreverent sort of conversation that Silverie is famous
they
for?
could keep a count ऊपर. आज का score 2, 3.
तो मुझे लाइट के पास वापस जाना पड़ेगा अभी प्लीज लाइट what is it रोशनी रोशनी
Yeah.
दीपक
This is a
दीपक
good time
दीपक
for,
रोशनी लाइट प्रकाश
Yeah.
for four brothers now carry on
Good point to plug my Nagpur show on 2nd October.
4 run
It's near the
Wait, 2nd
Yeah,
October, you're in
yeah.
Nagpur.
Yes.
So
That's an iconic.
show
no,
doesn't
but he's
go well,
not that
we'll go to
popular
the
there
lake
if
after
there's
the
one place
show.
where he's less popular I would presume in parts of Maharashtra
It's Nagpur.
I wouldn't say Nagpur specifically but I'm saying that parts of Maharashtra the anti-Gandhi wave sort of started
Yeah.
going back in time let's
Yeah.
not I won't
But
get into
Nagpur is also Ambedkar city, so it does everything. And first I'm doing Varda for the very first time.
okay
Wow.
okay you balanced it
It's the
You
first and the last show in Varda probably. And
Oh, that's
it's-
great, man. Varda is, I think, 2 hours away from Nagpur,
Yeah,
and it has like a giant medical
No, that
college
he's there the
population.
first
Oh, yeah.
where he thinks booze will be served, but it's a dry state.
Just as
No,
a
dry state में क्या होता है? Second है या 15th है? क्या? What is the procedure? Do they actually say, oh guys, tomorrow dry day? No,
So
he's
I-
already in a dry
I lived
year.
in
Died
Ahmedabad
in India.
for.
Died in India doesn't really mean anything. Like, if you think
I
about
lived in Ahmedabad for a couple of years, and there, the guys who supply the alcohol,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
had the system कि vodka आपको नहीं मिलेगा, वो लड़की लोग के लिए अलग से रखा है, because they need more vodka.
हाँ.
So guys
So
who don't.
sexism in a dry state. Still rearing its ugly head. That's for women, Gando.
it. Right.
And back then the cough syrups were still legal, so we could just have that last resort.
Every single Gujarat visit, especially when you have a private guy who picks you up, a cabbie or whatever, or whoever they send, immediately the conversation is about English daru, ya country daru, ya whatever. It's the first thing. It's like it's so accessible. Going back to Chicago and all that, it's almost like it's a paradox, right? That you close down the alcohol and it becomes the most accessible thing. It's just unbelievably stupid.
yeah, black markets
Black
basically.
market, yeah. And everybody knows. Everybody wants to tell you because
Of
as
course.
you're a tourist coming in, this is what you need.
Like remember back in the day, there used to be like these late night 4 a.m. bars where like half shuttered down. You can go
Aunties
to
in
and buy.
Bandra.
Yeah, you can
You
go
could
so
only get
many of
aunties.
these.
You guys
Then
know
in
Bandra
Sakinaka,
boys.
like in Kurla,
No
Sakinaka.
Bandra
all
boys
of
here
these-
at all. Any Bandra boys there in the chat? Aunties was favorite. For all of us from town, we come to aunties.
Really, just to buy alcohol. at
Because
night.
she was there.
Oh,
You get
wow.
it anytime.
So yeah, I'm sure during our time when we were growing up,
yeah.
there were like small bars.
Yeah, you got to know.
In your time, I think there must have
No,
been like a real
there's
few, right?
up till 2:33 we could get from a lot of places. Then at 4, the time you're talking about, they're hardcore. Then you're a Mr. Olympia. You're a US Open winner. You're the top of the.
Did
pops
liquor
then.
shops open till like very late at night by default earlier in the
But
day?
on Friday,
Earlier
Saturday, they knew
back
they
in
would make their business. So they would have systems where somebody would come, the shutters down.
Shutter down.
हाँ.
वो
Shutter
थोड़ा
down.
सा ऊपर
हाँ.
करके नीचे
correct,
से दे
correct.
देंगे.
And you have to call them by, you say, hey, Phulan, मैं हूँ. Bas, okay. And then there's a certain.
Dude,
This is
like in
India.
small towns-
India is all about familiarity and networking.
In Delhi, in
Small
our
towns only
Theka,
होता है,
there was a secret knock.
Huh.
Like there was a
Secret knock? Oh, secret knocks.
So like yeah, and then like
Sparsh, the dirty, sexy beast is laughing on the side, by the way.
But I wanted to give some unsolicited advice to Punit.
Okay, we'll leave.
If you're going to Varda,
Okay.
I think you should tap into the medical student
Yes,
community.
we are counting
Because
on
they-
them.
Yeah.
And do
because you're
cops,
single.
do jokes on corpses. They love that.
Ah.
Yeah.
You should do the jokes on pandemic. Like,
Yeah,
pandemic
I have
type
jokes
of-
on doctors also.
Yeah,
so-
nice.
Yeah, oh, great.
Or doctors earning in cash.
Yeah.
They love that also.
It's a medical college. They'll all be overworked students.
I'm not
So,
kidding. One of my
yeah.
friends, doctor, you'll never will trace him. He got raided. It's just ridiculous. He got raided in the middle of all the amount of cash that he had. And he was telling us about it. Bro, how much cash do you have? But apparently that's one business where you can really rock with the cash.
Yeah.
You know?
And no questions asked. Any fee you demand,
Let me
people
tell
are
you
not going
one
to
thing.
bargain. कि
Yeah.
सर इतने में कर
Always
दो.
remember, we always need a doctor or a lawyer. These two professions at some point in our life, the majburi factor involved in it. And then if it's cash, it's got to be cash. You just have to pay cash. It's like that. So guys, keep some cash aside. You
Got it.
especially, Baba.
Yeah.
You're taking
And they have
control
all
of
the
wrong
gifts
people.
from the pharma companies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then I have another story. He's a Maharashtrian guy. In fact, Kunal's, I can say his name. He's a great guy, but I won't. Kunal's brother-in-law. Lovely, my favorite guy. His problem is that when we go to visit him for something, I said, I counted 106 Ganpatis in the back. So he said, yeah. So do you want one? I said, no, it's fine. But he said, because what do I do? Every time I finish with a patient, because I'm Maharashtrian, they give me a Ganpati.
Of course.
He
Of
said,
course.
one day he went to a special, he was a chief guest in somewhere in one of these cities outside Mumbai, small cities, and he was there and he was chief guest and they gave him Ganpati at the end. She said, both ho gaya, my wife's going to scream. He went and put the Ganpati down, near this thing away so that, and leave it there under the table. And he went off through the room. 10 minutes later, knock. You forgot your Ganpati. Wait, Punit. He left it in the room. He went towards the airport. He reached the airport. Second
Sir,
car
I get a
came.
call.
Ganpati. Thank God we noticed. Please. Every single person gives us the same gift.
For sure. That makes sense.
What are you
All right,
talking about?
let's. Huh?
You talking to someone?
No, I'm talking to you only.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Sorry.
No, I get
One of
but it's a
my
very
old
common
Parsi
thing.
relatives is talking in the corner to himself. How are you doing? Kyle, what's up?
Avinash Singh Panwar has said, Silverie's geography, Cyrus rant, and Volvo's automobile. We have a travel show right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
In fact, we can switch places to show it.
I love the new frame, guys. I love
What's the
it.
new frame?
There is black,
The black
and
background.
like the black
Where?
background.
Where's this happening?
Cyrus,
There on the
you're
screen.
such a
Oh.
okay, chodo. Like
Alright,
whatever.
Okay,
talking
chalo,
about.
let's just-
Aesthetics. Very important
Wait.
part.
Let's get into the topics.
Podcasters in cars getting chai.
Okay.
I just want
Fine.
to ask you.
Talking
just one-
about chai.
He performed in Dehradun on
Someone who hates
Saturday
chai.
night. What kind of people came out? The profile of people who come out to see you on a Saturday night. in Dehradun?
My show is always a mixed audience. Like the audience is the same every city I go to.
Transgender.
No,
Oh, sorry.
they're mostly they're like
Anti-national.
they're academic. Yeah, same thing.
You get your pass as you exit. Yes. International.
Yeah, they're usually like into academia, like high-end academia, PhD studies, maths, PhD.
So the faculty
questions.
will turn up, that kind of thing.
Faculty and students both. And then there are some people who are seekers, like spirituality.
So left-leaning audience for sure, bro.
Left-leaning audience.
Uttarakhand
For sure.
or Mumbai?
No, his comedy is geared towards
I
the
think so.
left-leaning,
Why?
thinking
Why
audience.
you like this?
It's a good filter. Imagine
day
I go
we'll-
to Uttarakhand also and I get the same people.
Punit, my
No
worry-
random fuckers come to
I
the
understand,
show.
but Punit, my worry is one day we come, we expect you, Silverie sits down, Meghnad sits down, and the chair's empty. The chair's bloody empty, yaar. That's a horrible feeling, no?
Yeah.
But it'll take at least 5 minutes to find someone. No?
That's how
Skin
that's
villain.
how legends get built. No, like Osho says that Godse made Gandhi, not the other way around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Leave it there. You're on October 1st, you're right there at the cusp. You be very careful, beta, whatever you say, okay? You're right there.
Talking about Gandhi. Meghnad wanted
That's a
to
good
talk about.
segue, Silverie. Okay, so Rahul Gandhi is on a giant journey. Bharat Jodo Yatra.
This is a different Gandhi.
Yes, different Gandhi. Talking about our Gandhi.
I was so
Gandhi.
worried. He's on the precipice here when he's in the segue. Ki, abhi kya hoga? Oh, God.
Rahul Gandhi is doing a Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Is he walking?
No, it started
He's
on September
walking.
7th. It goes on for
Yeah.
32 years.
It goes on for.
long one.
Yeah.
It's a 5-month, 3,200 kilometer journey. Which
I
is
think Namo must have
I don't
stamped it saying approved. Tu ja,
Yeah,
5
yeah.
mahine ke liye, घूमने के लिए जा.
Kanyakumari se Kashmir tak.
From Kanyakumari to
Kashmir.
Kashmir. I don't think. How
But
long do you?
Kashmir doesn't have a special status anymore because Ghulam Nabi, also known as Good Night Azad, Bichara, he's standing there and telling everybody that they promised the special status will be returned. This thing never happened, right?
Yeah.
We just have to move on in politics.
No, we checked na Silverie. So like
Yeah.
it's the number of kilometers from there to there. If you just walk without stopping for sleep, etc., it will take you 30 days to go from Kanyakumari to Kashmir.
But they don't just walk.
No,
Yeah,
I know. That's what I'm saying. So, but like, so if you cut it by 1/3, I'm guessing 1/3 of the time they'll walk, then 2/3 of the time they'll sleep and do
That's
whatever.
8
I'll
hours
tell
of
you.
So
walking
it
every
takes
day.
3 months.
Indian
3
Jugaad.
to 4
Okay, let me
months.
explain Indian Jugaad to all you guys not understanding. We used to have a cross-country thing in the school days, okay, where these jokers who like to run and all that would actually run. And for practice, they would make us run in the fountain area, and you had to go to metro and this, that, and all of the place. We had one rich guy called Boogie who had a car and driver. So the car and driver would be parked. We'd keep bottles of water. We'd go turn from the corner of the building outside the school, go into the car, put the AC on, chat, kill time, see the time. 45 minutes later, put little water, and you walk back in. Last 5 steps you run, tired. It's called acting. That you do. You know how you're late for a meeting? Last 5 steps you run in, so they all see you running in. Till then you're not really running.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So it's all
That's
perception.
the lame thing to do though.
It's
Like
the truth, bro. You think they're going to walk from Kashmir to Kanyakumari
No,
without a break? And
No, of course he's taking a break. He's not
you know,
being
I
like...
imagine like his bodyguards and all running next to him.
Of course.
Oh,
like,
they are.
trying to get papers signed and all.
You
He's
don't
reading
have
on the- while walking. You know,
You
like,
don't have to
busy
imagine
Look at
businessman.
him. He's
Kind
a
of-
fit guy.
Silverie.
Tiktok is slightly older.
You don't have to imagine because that is actually happening.
That is
If
actually
Ashok
Yeah.
Gehlot
Of
is
course,
walking
they
next to him,
must
for
be,
example, you know, Kamalnath, those kind of... I mean, there's no way. We would really expect them to do 60 kilometers a day.
No,
like
no,
a
no.
German
They're
shepherd.
doing
But he's
around
like
15 to 20
Yeah,
kilometers
that's
a day.
also
But
crazy.
older
Good,
guys,
yeah.
15 to 20 kilometers, bro.
His
What are you
fitness
talking
is
about?
pretty good, right?
That's
That's
great.
great.
20
It's
kilometers
too
a
much.
day.
Have you seen how the fitness level of the older
Yeah.
geriatric politician?
They are not doing 20
They're not-
kilometers.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a lot of
Yeah.
tokenism, right? But okay,
Yeah.
chalo, let's not rubbish them.
I think they're going
No,
from city to city, from bone doctor to bone doctor in the cities.
Yeah.
यार मेरे पैर ठीक करो, चला नहीं जा रहा मेरे से और.
At the cost of sounding like a Congress supporter, I think this is a great idea.
No, but I did this
Idea
gag.
is good.
I did this gag on my...
At the cost of
But
sounding.
the problem is the media won't pick it up and it won't.
They
create-
are though. But they're doing it very differently. Okay, so Rahul Gandhi is off on a journey. I think 3 days ago it started, right? Now the visuals are coming out and they do look good. Like he's having these candid moments on the trail where he's taking selfies and
It goes
whatever,
back to the
whatever.
first time when he slept in the farmer's hut. It's the same concept.
Some of it, but now it's
But
continuous.
he didn't eat the farmer's food.
It's like every
Swiggy
day-
had just come in.
Achha, he didn't
And
eat
then
that.
more and more
Phone
people are
kya?
joining the Andolan.
Sorry, I'm cutting you.
more
Sorry,
and
go
more
on.
people are joining the Andolan. But
That's
now
because
BJP
lot
is
of
trying
us have nothing to do.
That is
BJP
true. That's part of the problem, no? The berozgari and all.
BJP is trying to now counter it, right?
Yeah.
Which is
Bring down the pricing. End of the game.
No, but so they came up with two things.
Yeah.
One is, so these guys are stopping at some place and
Yeah.
there are containers that are traveling with them where they sleep raat ko.
Yeah.
So they're like farmers protest ke time pe jo trucks leke aaye the, that same situation. So then the BJP guys found out or whatever ki wahan pe tiers hai. So like there is a tier 1 which has more luxuries. Tier 2 there is like less until there is a Garib Rath. So
Suffering
for
का भी
3
level
days-
होता है life में.
No, but for 3 days, there are like these TV channels that went there and kept asking people, हाँ आपको कौन से tier में रहते हो, आप कितने रईस हो, आप कौन से इसमें हो, all that, right? But then that
मैं
didn't
सर मैं
work.
2-star सफर हूँ.
Yeah.
मैं सफर करता हूँ, but limit होता है. Limited liability है इसमें. Please understand for everyone. Yeah.
The second thing they tried is Rahul Gandhi is walking around. They saw that he's wearing a Burberry t-shirt. So they took a photo of that and then they put a photo of how much it's a 41,000 ka t-shirt.
Burberry will get what branding?
Yeah,
branding,
huge,
yeah,
huge.
Volvo, learn from them. What are you doing with me? You need this. This is the way to do it, bro.
But
Yeah.
that's only to half the country. The other half hates that shirt.
That's
that
okay.
t-shirt
It's a
now.
huge market, bro. I don't.
No, it's all publicity, no. Like
Kunal
other half is
Kunal
aspiring to
Kamra-
get that shirt.
Kunal Kamra doesn't get a day off. He's hated by a lot of people, but doesn't get a day off.
That's true.
Strong
Okay,
market.
fair.
You need to be hated more.
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Sorry, Burberry.
Burberry. So they 41,000 ka t-shirt hai and they
41,000 ka t-shirt.
apparently.
And he's talking about.
And it's just a white polo
No,
t-shirt.
say it. Exactly what BJP was saying. Say. This is the thought that I want you to end. I was waiting for it.
Bro.
Because BJP has
That's
already
a-
said it.
Fair enough. He can afford it. So it's not a hypocrisy, really. It's different.
That is
You're talking about
the
general
second
people.
thought that.
Yeah.
But why
that is
waste
right.
so much money also on 41,000 ka t-shirt?
You tell me. You guys all wear branded
Dude,
clothes.
no,
Look at me.
no,
The only thing I wear is I
More,
wear cheap
everything I
merchandise.
wear costs within 3K.
Dude,
3K is
if
the
your
upper echelon.
royalty
I
doesn't
don't spend a
even
rupee,
cross your
2K,
mind, right?
Not
It's-
1 rupee on
Sorry,
clothes.
If your royalty doesn't even cross your mind that it's cost that much.
No, but hello.
Yeah, I
He's
forget.
talking about the rest of the country. He can afford the fuel. Let's
yeah.
understand. It's not really hypocrisy.
Yeah.
He's just being a symbol to help people who can't afford, like me. He's doing this for me. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for doing that. Can I just suggest one thing which I put on my show and I don't know whether they should pick it up. They got it wrong. It's Bharat Jodo and they should change the third word. Bharat Jodo and the third word should be panel. So they become BJP as well. Then you cost them. BJP march.
Yeah,
the BJP march. And then a BJP guy and somewhere in the middle interior India is like, "Ye kya hai? Main bhi jaun." Just for safety, you'll have to join the march. And they have got BJP guys in the BJP march.
That's actually a
Or
great
call it-
Why
idea.
didn't they listen
Or
to
call
me?
it the
Padyatra.
Yeah,
Padyatra.
Padyatra. You find the P.
Bharat Jodo
Find the P.
Padyatra.
Yeah.
It becomes BJP.
Yeah,
Amazing.
there you
That's-
go.
That's
I should like give this idea to.
No, they don't
Congress.
listen.
Congress.
I tried to get Rahul to do an interview with us and all, but we weren't able to even reach him.
Yeah.
We we reached the
This is
second
better
version.
than Rocha Janata Party.
पर इसको ना क्लिप कर लेना, हम राहुल गांधी को टैग करके उसको भेज देंगे, ठीक है? हाँ.
And don't show the Burberry t-shirt nonsense before that.
No, but the Burberry t-shirt thing. So what happened is that it has backfired. Because if you look at their Facebook page, that is the pinned post, and you look at the comments. Now everybody is putting pictures of how much Modi ji's sunglasses cost, how much his car cost, how much his new palace cost.
Digital footprint of all the countries travel pre-pandemic.
Even on Twitter, they got trolled badly.
Very badly they got trolled. So it's backfiring. So even the container thing also is backfiring because ये क्या कर रहे हो तुम basically? What is the point of this exactly?
But there are no poor politicians, na? So who can do this? Honestly, from which party am I going to find a prominent poor politician? There's no. Sitaram Yechuri talks about Marxism, but it's not like he's hand to mouth. Na? So who's going to go?
No, but I mean, in a way, like, are they trying to say that, oh, look, Rahul Gandhi is poorer than Modi ji now? I mean, what is happening?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's really petty politics. You know? That actually explains the.
But there have to be like poor politicians somewhere.
Sorry?
Right?
Of course, there are. CPIM के बहुत हैं.
Prominent poor politicians.
Okay,
Because
like
you could need a guy at the front the front of the march. Yeah? The march has to be a face.
Yeah,
so you look at the top 3-4 guys in each big party or whatever. Well, where is he going to be poor? How is he going to be poor? In any democracy or whatever you want to call it, fascist state of the world, there's never going to be poor.
There's this famous quote that Gandhi's poverty cost India a lot of money. So that's what it is. You got to put a show on.
But Punit, do you like this whole plan of Bharat Jodo Yatra?
Just don't make me do it. I hate walking.
It's a great idea.
I
He
don't
had
mind.
to
I
do
support
something
them if
big.
they want, but I don't want to walk.
Something big that would build up to the election. I think it's a great idea. It's just about whether it'll get picked up or not by the.
No, but what they're saying, and I think this is correct to say, is that the whole idea of reinventing him a little across the forget Mumbai, Delhi, and Bangalore and all this, reinventing him across the hinterland of India, and actually because he's always been trying to do this because of his look and he's good looking and he looks like he's never worked in his life. So it goes against you, right?
Yeah,
it does go against you.
Does, absolutely.
Sadly, it does.
You're saying he should like aggressively put on weight and like
Put
become.
on weight.
No,
He doesn't
get a scar like this.
suffering on.
Get a scar.
Look at Meghnad, Punit.
That's a villain's car though.
Look
You
at
can't do
Meghnad
that.
and Punit, then look at you and me. We don't look like we suffered ever. But look at these two guys. You believe in them.
Vimo has
He has suffered only in trains.
Yeah.
But it's suffering. There's no question.
Vimo has a great comment here. Padyatra is fine until BBC tries to cover it and pronounces the fart out of it.
I've already done that. Why can do it, they can do it.
Padyatra.
But no, it's not about the looks. It's about
Bharat Jodo
But Himisha's
Padyatra.
question, this is a good question. Meghnad, who gave this brainwave to Rahul? Because that's the whole position
I
of the whole...
feel it's Jairam Ramesh.
Or is it him? That's the problem, is he doesn't listen to anyone. This is a whole Vijay Mallya issue, right?
No,
Vijay Mallya stopped listening to anyone.
I mean, he might be listening to some people he might not.
You believe Jairam Ramesh would have come up with this idea?
I feel like he did. Yeah. Because he became the communications head, and since then I've seen like Congress ka communication.
He was the communications head before also.
No,
right?
no,
In the Arnab
Abhi
interview, wasn't he
recently-
the guy coaching him?
No, Abhi recently they made him officially the head of communication for.
Officially ka kuch baat hai.
Okay, Cyrus.
They don't have.
I mean,
Sir, finally we got the badge.
See, like, again, at the cost of sounding a Congress supporter, like a Congress.
But stop saying that.
Yeah.
This is a free wheel chat. You're not a Congress supporter. I saw you come in your orange car, wearing your orange
Of
clothes.
course.
Come on. With
Thanks,
a tick on your
Cyrus.
head.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And when you shouted Jairam,
No,
it's
but-
not just a guy who works in accounts. So I understand.
No, but we are getting so used to like a top-down approach in every institution, right? Like political parties, government, everything. There is this party who actually has like a governing body. They actually have like decisions made somewhat democratically. You can question their elections, like wo to tumhara family mein hai, whatever. But at least there is some structure in this giant party which is semi-transparent, I would call it, right? And like they put out letters, ki, oh, this is what we are going to do as a party, etc. Like AICC mein ye discuss hua.
So softer version of the other party.
I mean, I would say that, like this needs to be highlighted more. Also,
What needs to be highlighted more?
the institution of the Congress, right? And
So you're saying it's slightly more democratic. It's all relative.
Slight-
baat hai, let's
yeah,
get clear.
relative.
And in relative terms, you're saying that they are a slightly more progressive, humane and democratic machine. Then
Yes.
I will not mention other parties.
yes.
But इस पे वोट नहीं मिलेगा ना.
नहीं मिलेगा. I don't know.
नहीं
I
मिलेगा.
don't know. No, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't
Actually,
know.
that's true.
All
किसी
the
ने-
pundits of the world didn't predict 2014 correctly. So, in India, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. But also, like, I mean, people don't understand what institutions are. So that is also a thing, right? Like, what is the importance of an
I'm sorry,
institution?
but your pundits, whatever you want to call, psephologists, whatever they're called, it's like cricket or Bollywood or whatever. There's nobody who's that good at predicting it. End of the day, look at like Bengal elections, the last one. So many people said that the BJP is making such inroads and they're going to tear them down. It was such a massacre.
But to be
So how they get it
perfectly
wrong?
honest,
Those are all biased
No, Baba.
Nahi.
No,
I covered those elections.
Yeah, okay, Meghnad maybe sympathizing one side. There are neutral pundits. They literally do it because they like the sport of politics.
Right.
They got it wrong.
No, but the interesting thing with Bengal, for example, when I was there, so we were also like going around,
What
like
did
we
you
traveled.
predict? Because we didn't get you on the show.
I predicted BJP actually.
Get out of the studio.
No, I did.
Pathologist.
To be
Then
perfectly honest,
Silverie and me are good enough. We don't need to call experts.
I'll tell you
Getting it
why.
wrong between us, we get it right.
Yeah,
there was a reason why
Yeah,
I thought that BJP would do better, and that is why a lot of psephologists also thought it.
And you on the ground. Let's just
I
get it
was on
clear.
the
You
ground.
on the ground. You spoke to people. Janta,
Yeah, absolutely.
Janta, and you had conversations for the whole.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. And this is actually something that I recently went to Kashmir. I saw this as well. When the camera is on and when there's an official person coming, they
I
will
didn't think
say
of that.
an answer which you want to hear. And that people are getting very clever about these exit polls.
So Indians
right?
aren't genuine. The problem is that Indians aren't. Desis are the problem.
No,
yaar.
but like if you
Andar
go
ki baat hai.
if you go to, for
Yeah,
example,
suppose,
a household like of a brick-kiln worker, right?
Yeah.
You know, like yaar kar rahe wo jo bhi, and बोलेंगे कि किसको vote करेंगे. They go to vote, but then they'll be like, if I say the party, वहाँ पे दबदबा बहुत था ना. Like I mean, they were the Gunda
Right,
party,
right.
quote unquote. TMC was also the Gunda party, but
Exactly.
which is the bigger Gunda party?
That's a really
So I
funny
should
story,
just say.
yaar. One Gunda party को the other Gunda party.
I mean, then they're like गुंडा तो मैं अच्छे मेरे बाजू वाले गुंडे को ही support करता हूँ ना. Like मेरे मरेंगे तो नहीं.
Because
So फिर
you
they'll
have
just
to
say
go
the
back
answer
home.
which is
Correct.
right
So
there.
geography comes into play again. You
Yeah.
understand the politics of
Yes, of
Bengal
course.
here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Geography is
exactly.
important.
So just let me understand. You got it wrong. As in your heart of
I
hearts,
did.
you believe BJP would win.
I was saying that they might not get the majority, but they would form a coalition government as the majority
And that
party.
huge mistake Yogi they did not made. You didn't pick that up when he spoke about vegetarian food and
They
changing
made
the
so many
culture,
mistakes.
telling Bengalis about vegetarian
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
I'm surprised he got out of there.
Yeah,
safely. I couldn't believe it. My Bengali friends were like, "What?" Till then it was BJP. What? Vegetarian food? When berserk. Chatterjee himself.
I get it.
Cost
I mean,
of went berserk.
Yeah, I understand though. I understand the sentiment. All right, it's time we go into a break. So we'll be right back after this very short break.
Yeah, well, just want to...
XC40 recharge. XC40 recharge.
Correct. But
Great.
Volvo XC40
Volvo
recharge.
XC40
Don't make a mistake.
recharge.
Spurge, that guy in charge of the show,
Yeah.
forgot to tell us.
Yeah.
He forgot. He forgot to tell us.
Volvo XC40 recharge.
A straight face. It's Spurge's fault.
But really, like you mentioned your rant today about the cost of petrol, right? That's crazy.
Bro,
high.
I'm not lying about
No,
that
the
part,
20
sponsored or not,
lakhs,
because we've discussed this so many
yeah,
times before Meghnad, and
20,000
definitely
at
Punit
the
has
very
been there
least
support.
a
No,
month.
bro, when it hit 100,
Yeah.
I mean, all the cynicism in the world, all the comedy in the world, 100 was, I mean, I grew up on $6. I got that bloody, it was 6 rupees in 1989 or 90, whatever it was. $6 for the 1 liter of petrol. And then, a few years later, it's already 100.
Wow,
No, I remember 40 rupees. For 38, 40 rupees.
But you only spend like 2 liters a month, so you're not really
Now,
affected.
And
I
it's still
mean,
the price of a Coke bottle in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That's your logic, Punit. Then do your comedy in the Middle East.
You know what will be
You can
great?
make as much fun as you want of India.
You know what will be great? If on Meghnad's new show, Explain Like I'm 10, he can do an
Superb
episode
segment.
on petrol.
Super segment.
Right?
Yes.
Real professional.
Talking about
very well done.
talking about
Masterfully
ELI
done,
10.
masterfully
Very
done.
well done.
What respect we have.
To the people who don't know, I have a new show called
Nobody,
Explain
everybody
Like I'm
doesn't know. Whoever's
10.
on this show, they don't know anything. That's why they're here.
No, I knew.
You're not on this show. You're a panelist.
Okay. Oh god.
He's one of the few guys on panel and he's also sending messages at the same time. Yeah.
I have a new show called Explain Like I'm 10, where I get an expert, ask them a very simple question, and then there's a completely random third person who doesn't know what the topic is and who doesn't know who the guest is.
A dumbass.
They know during the recording. I
was
want to
on-
tell you what happened in the last
This is
episode.
like Panchvi Pass, the adult version.
So last episode, we had an episode on how did Adani take over NDTV, and I had this investigative journalist.
You got
friend
Dr.
of
Pranay
mine.
Roy on.
No. Next best thing.
Yeah.
I had Krishna Kaushik, is an investigative journalist. He's been following the story for 10 years.
Wow.
It goes back 10 years.
NDTV.
NDTV story for 10 years.
I'm presuming Adani hadn't got in his sights in 2012.
No,
Yeah.
but he started following since when Reliance first
Yeah,
invested in
well,
NDTV,
right.
right? Shreyas was there as the third person. He had no clue what was happening, and he basically
Carnatic
just...
vocals.
What?
Let him do his Carnatic vocals whenever there's a
Oh,
problem.
yeah. But it was very funny. So it's a very complicated story, right? You know, like one company formed another shell company, then shell company invested in another, and there are loans which got converted into equity, etc.
So finally you don't own a company because you've done this to 10 people.
Yeah. So Krishna is explaining right? Like properly, and it's very complicated.
Oh, wow,
So
I want to see this episode.
Yeah.
This is a good plug. I really want to see it. And Shreyas is like, what?
yeah, exactly.
What?
No, but the worst part is, so he's like looking at, he's like, yeah. In his typical style.
Yeah.
He's explaining, and I'm making him repeat everything because it's very complicated. And I was like, Shreyas ko samajh mein aa raha hai kya? Then at one point, I just had to stop him, and he's like, Acha Shreyas, do you understand?
Now you explain.
He's like, yeah. So I said, I explain. What did he say? And he's like, what? It's like the whole thing. I said, yeah, jo bhi mila tujhe wo bata.
Yeah.
And then he went into this, okay, so this and that and
Oh, I
that
gotta
and
see
that.
this. I gotta see
And,
this.
and then, I mean,
totally imagine this.
it was fine,
Yes, yeah.
but then like Krishna immediately went down to even lower levels, which is the
Bacha,
best thing.
bacha,
Yeah.
That's what he needs.
Which then became explained like I'm 10 because he's like, Acha Shreyas, ye dekh, ye ek ball tha.
Oh, wow.
वो फिर ना-
Wow. This is worthwhile. This is funnier than our
मुकेश
show,
भाई
man.
ने-
How mean you are.
It's like मुकेश भाई ने एक बॉल खरीदा और फिर उसने वो एक उसके दोस्त को दे दिया,
Wow.
फिर उन्होंने
Once
गोडाउन में रख
the
दिया था.
biggest media tycoon of the country reduced to a ball. He's just
No,
what
the ball is NDTV.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And he was NDT. He started the revolution in the country in a sense. I mean,
Yeah.
you look back at where the news
But the biggest-
privatization happened and
Biggest
all
media tycoon is Mukesh now.
that. Now, but I'm
Now,
saying the
yeah.
pioneer who
Oh,
started
pioneer.
is now reduced to a ball in
Yeah.
the hands of the next lot of conquerors. But coming back to the Shiraz, one point has to be given to him, and he does this on all our shows. If he knows or doesn't know, he's always enthu. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, he's like the dog who wants a biscuit.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, he has no idea who the stranger is or whatever. He's just jumping up and down, wants a biscuit.
Yeah.
He's like
Like
that.
in the beginning itself, he's like, so do you think TV news media is going to die now? It's like, नहीं आएंगे वहाँ पे. पहले मुझे वहाँ
Okay, he
step by
started
step,
like
yeah.
the wise
He
old
started
owl.
like,
And
yeah.
from the wise old owl, he became
like the final question
The
was
final question first.
And he's like, can we discuss cricket? Oh my restaurants in Nagpur.
Did the ball thing work though? It couldn't. It's a good story. Like Mukesh bought a ball, but his friend did not like balls.
Okay.
He was like, I want a bigger ball.
The story there is, and you will have to watch the complete
After
episode.
80
to
So basically,
understand.
Mukesh bought all the right balls, and this
No,
guy buying the
after
left
80
one.
overs, you have to get a new
And he
ball
takes the
anyway.
left
So
ball.
that's how cricket
So Mukesh
is
bhai
played.
bought a ball 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Then he gave it to his friend. Then he gave it to his friend. Then he gave it to his friend. And then उसने गोडाउन में रख दिया था. Like 10 साल पहले.
More importantly, that with
Then-
every friendship, there's less ownership for Pranoy and gang.
Yeah.
That's
no,
the
no,
main-
it's the same owner.
No, equity goes up, no? I mean, goes to the
So,
others.
so it was a loan, right? They had taken a
It
loan
becomes a
from
bigger
this
loan,
company.
right? Which means in lieu of equity against equity.
Yeah,
So,
so-
then equity starts disappearing.
so-
That's how it disappears.
Wait, you'll have to watch the episode again. I'm plugging it.
Okay.
But
I'll ask Shreyas if I have any
yes,
confusion.
yes. And then so ball गोडाउन में रख दिया था.
हाँ.
And then गौतम भाई आए और उन्होंने बोले कि यार मुकेश ये तो पड़ा हुआ है बॉल तेरा.
Ball आप ही दे.
मुझे दे दे.
You would have to say.
Yeah, मुझे दे
तू तो
दे.
कुछ कर नहीं रहा है.
क्या कुछ कर नहीं, तू खेल नहीं रहा है तो मुझे दे दे ना. And then उसने चीप में वो बॉल खरीद लिया.
हाँ.
And then he
Because second
converted
hand.
it into
Because second
equity.
hand,
Yeah. So it's like Reliance could have
So what is
converted
the
it into
lesson?
equity.
Exactly. What is the lesson that you're telling here? That you can start your business career with just one ball.
Ball.
Yes. That's the point.
Like Hitler.
So when is this released?
It's released
Oh, it's
already.
released.
It's on the YouTube channel. Sparsh will put a link below this. It's called.
Sparsh, the guy who corrected our Volvo
Yeah, like
situation just now and said
The
that we have
recharge.
to say the recharge word every single time.
बोलो गाड़ी का नाम बोलो फिर से.
XC40 recharge.
Well done, Cyrus.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
अरे.
Yes, Volvo
You're
is
right.
proud.
Shreyas,
इसी
thanks.
बात पे एक और टॉपिक होता है.
क्या हो जाए?
I'm feeling very confident after Shreyas. I'm feeling very confident. We can't go really bad. ठीक है, the
Can't
levels
go-
are low now.
Can't go worse than. Okay. So,
Yeah, do it.
Even our audience is plugging in, dude.
I love his Carnatic
Alright.
vocals.
So,
or Hindustani classical, whichever one it is. I can't even remember now.
The Mumbai
mixed.
Dabbawalas
Hmm.
are very sad and have offered their
Get
condolences.
them a ball.
Yeah.
BGNS bit.
Are offering their
BGNS.
condolences to the royal family of England.
Yeah.
Because of the passing of Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Because they're saying we offer our condolences to the family of Prince Charles and now King
Because he met them, no? Famously
Yeah.
when he came down. I remember
Prince
that.
Charles
We
had
covered
come,
that
in
story.
2005 had come to India
Meet
and
the
Mumbai
Dabbawalas.
and met the Dabbawalas at Churchgate.
Imagine, with all their civilization, he was fascinated by the fact
Yeah.
that these guys can deliver lunch on time. Because back in Britain,
But it is crazy accurate, like 99%
super.
accurate.
Bro,
or
I've
something.
had them when I was in the Kunyas. They're fantastic.
Yeah,
You got to
yeah.
give it to them. That's just clockwork.
Exactly. Like
I mean, Indians can do this. We can do things. And then, of course, the rest of the Indians might.
And business schools also study how the
Yes,
process
yes.
works?
No,
and
high
etc.
profile came from, I think, this visit. And then I think
Harvard
Harvard
or
and Harvard, yes.
Yeah, Harvard.
Yeah.
The
And
Japanese
rightly
have
so,
also
bro.
studied it. It's
And where's your Swiggy and
99%
Piggy and all coming
something
from?
like
Look
that.
at the
Exactly,
delivery
right.
mode which revolutionized the way you buy
Local
food.
trains.
Yeah, local trains are great, but these guys, because they have to go to some obscure office somewhere in Kalba Devi Chawl and all that, but on time with the right package. That's the key. That sounds
I mean,
that
it
sounds
sounds
vulgar.
like a
That sounds
crazy
vulgar.
thing to
On
get.
time with the right package.
But
Guys,
it's not
girls,
replicable
sorry.
because they all come from one community who believes
Now
in
you got to
service.
see the negative. You got to pull down.
Is it though?
You crab mentalist.
No, please, I want to hear more about
No,
it.
but that's India, na, Baba.
Yeah.
All the guys who run our boats that go from gateway outside
course, yeah.
are from one village in Kerala. Okay, they're all from the same village, and that's it. Nobody else can get into that. But isn't that the way? Anywhere in India, if you look, it's basically one sub caste or sub community that
It's
takes over.
like Bollywood, no? It's all
No, like
Punjabis.
stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy is all rich kids
No,
But,
not at all,
who pretend
man.
to be poor.
Yes.
You don't open your mouth.
Yes.
You
The-
don't
the
open
bigger
your mouth.
ones-
You
the
open your
bigger ones,
mouth.
yes, right now.
I'll give you a ball in your bum. I'll put a ball in your bum. You dare open your mouth.
You got
You
12 cars, dude.
you will be fingered by everyone watching.
There are
now.
other people than me.
No. And
this
Shreyas,
world.
with his fucking 15 restaurants. Shreyas who can just tomorrow call dad and say, boss, both okay, मैं MBA करता हूँ. Come on, don't talk nonsense. And Punit is already an MBA. So where's the struggle? Tell me.
No, but
Where's the real guy who like Amitabh Bachchan sorry sleeping on the chawl or sleeping on the pavement? I don't see. Punch, are you a stand-up comedian? No. Musician, yes, they struggle. They'll have to struggle.
Yeah.
You
To get on
buggers.
Spotify.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tell you, he'll never forget this. You
He's
insult him.
struggling. He's going to Wardha and all.
that's it.
बहुत struggle
He's
कर
not
रहा है.
struggling. He's an entrepreneur. He's got it. You look 5 years, 7 years from now where he'll be in terms of opening markets.
Already.
yes,
He's
yes,
a smart
yes.
guy. So
Or
what's the
I'll be
struggle?
in Canada, you never know. So
That's going up only. That's going
But
up in
that
life.
you
Yeah?
had to go by Uttarakhand. How else?
No, but I wanted to ask Dabbawalas two things. One about the community thing he said.
We'll get one on the show.
But also like are Dabbawalas like a cooperative society?
Very good.
They have
question.
multiple associations.
Let's
that
call
represent-
Shreyas.
It's an association.
Yeah, multiple associations exist for the rights of Dabbawalas. Some of them like are like tiffin box services that have their own.
But even if they're not a
Dabbawalas because they are part of
cooperative
this somehow.
society,
I don't understand exactly.
They don't have to be a
but, yeah,
cooperative
there are
society.
multiple-
Amongst themselves, they have an
All the
informal
organizations.
cooperative society.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
So
they
you-
don't have
that's the
any like one owning the entire
there'll be-
network
No,
or something, right?
No,
it's
there
nothing
is
on
a
paper.
Dabbawala,
There's
there is a
paper. There's
founder.
a union. There's
The founder.
There is a founder who
collective-
exists.
there's a-
Union.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a collective amongst
Yeah.
themselves,
Yeah.
and there'll be a proper freaking panel
Yeah,
that runs
yeah,
it over.
yeah.
Oh wow,
Correct.
okay.
How do you run things? You can't just turn up now, bro. They've got to have
Yeah,
No, no, no,
organization.
that's what I was
So
asking. So, like,
legally, I don't know if it's a cooperative or if it is like a business or something.
But there's a challenge, Punit. Apparently, Rahul Gandhi has asked for some dabbas on the walk. Now, this is going to be tough, bro. Because, there's a catch up, man. It's not
Of course.
exactly like pinpoint
But
accuracy.
that he can only do that if he's passing through Mumbai, no? Like or
But you think the
Maharashtra.
IT cell will then go after
Isn't he
Dabbawalas
possible?
also?
Put something else in there.
Oh my God, that's scary, yeah.
They'll attack anybody.
Imagine ED does a raid on the
Dabbawalas,
Dabbawalas.
yeah.
oh.
For
That
helping
look,
Rahul.
no, that look terrible for ED though, man. Like,
But they'll
it's
find
like
money.
harassing, no?
Like
You think they care?
ED के ऑफिस में ही डब्बे आते होंगे.
Correct, exactly.
ED does its best work when it's a poor rich man. You get what I'm saying?
Poor rich man.
Because you got to pretend to be poor, but you're actually rich. That's the
Oh,
guy you get.
yeah,
The rich
you're
man.
absolutely right,
That's
correct.
why they go after poor Vijay Mallya
Yeah.
and people like that. I feel very wrong about that.
Very sad.
He's a rich man.
Very
He's not
sad.
lying. He tells everyone, "Dekho, paisa hai,
Paisa
paisa
hai,
hai."
correct.
That's
That-
written
that
on
is
his
true.
wherever
Yeah.
he goes. Yeah.
Correct, yeah. Like
Flamboyant, it's such a
that
beautiful-
Bengali politician who got caught with those crores and crores of gaddis in his multiple
separate
apartments.
Separate house.
Multiple apartments,
Separate
exactly.
bank. The
Yeah.
one bungalow was a bank.
Yeah.
This is lovely. I love that.
I got an actress living there with the money. Like, what?
But in Chase Bengali must have made a speech that night about Garib Desh hai, Garib Videsh hai,
Yeah.
Pardesh hai, all that, and then go straight to counting, ching, ching, ching.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man.
All right. And the last thing about
Meghnad, how much
Queen
money do you
Elizabeth.
have?
What?
How much money do you have in your separate house?
In my separate house.
No comments.
That
Boss, you haven't
assumes that
arrived
I
until you have a separate house
to
with
begin
money.
with.
There's one house is living, one house is money. Like
But
your own
I don't
bank.
even have a house. I mean, I don't own a
Rent.
house.
You're a communist.
I live
yeah.
on rent, no?
Yeah.
Oh, you live on rant.
हाँ, तो why would I have a separate house and
Dude,
then
our
live on
current-
rent?
So he must be living
Cyrus.
in Silverie's house.
No one in my generation and like
don't
a
open
little
your
around my
mouth.
generation
Take
can
over.
afford an apartment of our own.
You don't
unless with our
You
father's
can't
money.
become a beatnik artist, suddenly struggling leftist and all. Okay? Lived in a life of luxury with 7 apartments in Powai and 42 cars.
But again,
okay.
it's all babka paisa, यार,
If you just, if you just call your parents, they'll send the next car immediately. You don't have to tell them it
no.
bombed, the show didn't happen and all that. But don't worry.
And I don't even have enough money
Punit,
to buy a car.
This guy's hypocrisy. He's calling Rahul Gandhi a hypocrite for that Burberry
Yeah.
show. That
Well,
Yeah. It's like, oh, 41,000.
41,000.
41,000 is a lot for a t-shirt, yaar. Does not even a good-looking t-shirt. Burberry hut. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
बर्बरी अगर स्पॉन्सर करना होगा तो हम अच्छी चीजें भी बोल सकते हैं.
Until then, you suck.
He's driving them all to Shreyas. All are going to Shreyas.
All right. The last thing about Queen Elizabeth is
sorry.
Queen Elizabeth once used a tea bag.
What?
That is-
No, not at all. It's too soon. Too soon. Too soon. Guys.
You mean teabag, the actual
The actual
teabag?
teabag,
Or
no other
no other
term.
Okay,
term?
my heart is beating. Guys, first, I said, okay, international trouble now. I'm always in trouble with the government. You know, we're always on the line here. Guys, just died for God's sake.
The tea bag is now on sale on eBay for 12,000 USD.
Did you check the topics?
I did.
It's the
I
tea,
just put in
actual
Rahul
tea.
Gandhi.
Chai wala tea bag.
Move on.
Yeah.
I just put in Rahul Gandhi thinking that we would talk about it endlessly,
Yeah.
but of course he had to bring it to
We
teabag.
keep coming back to it.
Dude,
It's all
it
about
would
the
look
walk.
so bad if Jay Shankar has to call you a fringe element to save this now.
Yeah. So a tea bag has been put
Chakrai
on
pieces.
a tea bag has been put up on eBay for 12,000 USD that Queen Elizabeth had used in 1998. It has shown up on CNN as
The
like,
tea bag.
Yeah, the tea bag had using the tea bag had shown up
So
on CNN.
CNN's ratings have
And
gone
then
up
after the
finally.
tea bag- yeah, and some attendant of the Queen's who was supposed to throw it away had taken it outside and then sold it further, and then somehow ended up in this particular user's hands.
How do you check?
No,
though?
you doesn't know what it's like. Supposedly,
No,
it's always
DNA sample
supposedly.
and all, but I suppose you
eBay
do
is
it
full
fast.
of this shit, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
it's full of
great
the
business this is.
It is a great business.
I will tell
John
you-
Lennon's
Yeah.
cigarette sold.
This is
No,
a
I will
welcome
like-
mat that Queen Elizabeth
Yeah.
stepped on.
I
You know,
can I
anything.
can be like, अरे मोदी जी का paper napkin मिला मुझे and I
Yeah.
can sell it.
Yeah.
They BJP, they don't give it back.
But years later,
All the underbucks keep it.
No chance, yaar. वो नहीं मिलेगा, sir.
Even some celebrities' chewing gums are being sold.
oh
on
yes,
eBay.
Oh,
yes,
really?
that
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw, yeah.
Oh wow.
And chewed by the fan.
I think it was Miley Cyrus ka.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Cyrus.
Yeah.
That's the amazing part. Yeah.
Guys, I found
Miley
out.
bought it.
I so for one podcast we are recording, I saw Rang De Basanti, and I didn't know that Cyrus Sahukar was in Rang De
Forget
Basanti.
that. Did you know that it's Jesus of Montreal?
yeah, he was the
whole
radio-
picture's
the
lifted.
RJ.
Nobody talks about that.
Huh?
What? Who?
The picture's Jesus of Montreal.
Huh.
It's a lifted picture. And
Okay.
it became this epic picture in India and all that, path breaking and all, but it's not.
They
It's
never
Jesus of
acknowledged
Montreal.
it. that-
I was in college. Huh?
They never acknowledged that it's.
When I was in
it's
college, please go and watch it, guys. Go
Oh,
and watch
yeah.
Jesus of Montreal.
Mm.
Okay? It's a Canadian film.
I haven't
Small
seen it,
time arty film.
And Cyrus Sahukar is
Sahukar
in
is
that.
there in
Oh,
role. Yeah,
okay.
that's why they all became friends, those guys, and that's why now he's doing
Yeah.
so well in Bollywood.
Yeah.
Damn it. If only you had been in Canada.
Yeah, that's something like that.
See, your son can do well.
I was in the Jesus of Montreal cast. Didn't do so well, guys.
But it is a great movie, and I went for a screening recently that called me over because they wanted to show something about satire.
Oh.
And I seen it when it came out, but if you see it now also, it is still relevant.
But if you see Jesus of Montreal, you'll realize that it's actually copied. Oh, oh.
And then they never acknowledge that it copied or.
No, they don't. They never do that. I mean, I suppose you push that guy.
Inspired by.
Rakesh, whatever. Yeah.
They call it
But they
inspired
don't,
by.
in those days, you never mention anything. You just quite did it. R.D. Burman, S.D. Burman songs, and all of a sudden you hear Beatle tracks. You hear, for someone who knows 50s, 60s music well like me,
Yeah,
I pick up everything. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? Damn it.
Pritam.
Pritam?
Pritam
Pritam
does
not
this a
so
lot.
much, but there is a bit. But now they've started going to Korean and, we can't even trace them.
Yeah.
Scandinavian music
Yeah,
from
correct.
village it doesn't exist in Finland.
But
or
once in a while
something.
it get caught. Like Anu Malika, some song got caught like the national anthem of some country.
No,
it was.
because,
Yeah.
because
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
the
it
national
was,
anthem, huh?
yeah.
that's not a smart idea. That's not a smart idea. Yeah.
No, Pritam, okay.
Because
Pritam-
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Pritam's
yeah.
song is playing, and this one guy who's watching stands up. Like, what happened? It's my anthem.
AMS करने हैं?
Yes. Let's go into the AMAs.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored. I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
This first one comes in from Shavik Bakchi. Hey Shavik. He says, Cyrus, as someone who has played season ball cricket, do you think that Pakistani players don't shout "mine" before taking catches as they run into each other and drop the catches as a tradition?
Yeah, no, but that's a good point. But the thing is that you don't hear always. Okay? Because you're looking at the ball, especially a skyer like that, you don't quite hear sometimes. You have to shout really quickly.
Yeah.
Or that you're fully focused on the ball, it's possible you don't hear.
What if you both shout at the same time, then you cross each other's mind, no?
Yeah, literally. So that's exactly what happened. I think he's talking about that first game where I think Fakhar Khan nearly spilled the catch by coming in the middle, and then I think Kushdil Shah took it.
Fakhar Khan, ye naam hai.
Yeah, that's.
I don't follow cricket.
I don't follow cricket.
It's a sport where we have a Decock, we have a Fakhar, we have a Dikwela, we have everything. Baby. We're waiting for Inal Parekh to play for India. All good here. All good.
Inal Parekh, that's a great name.
We had Penal Shah also, right? There was a
Penal, we have wicketkeeper. Yeah.
We had a Power also, Ramesh Power.
But that's not so funny.
I know it's not,
Make
but
that
like
get out. You killed that comedy.
Power.
What the hell?
What do you think of Virat's century?
It was superb. Of course, the game now, people start the game was dead. It's a dead game. Both the teams are out, blah, blah, blah.
But the century is a century,
Century. After almost 3 years. It'll make a big difference now. Let's see how he goes. And it was at, two runs a ball, which is as fast as you can be in a T20.
Is it true that the Afghanistan team is being nurtured by us only?
In Dehradun, where you were. I thought
They
they'd come
have a
to watch.
stadium in Noida, apparently.
No, Dehradun. They're based in Uttarakhand.
Okay.
So you should have called them, but they were in Dubai at that
Dubai,
Man, do you think the Afghanistan team gets scared? Ki,
That-
ab जीतना ही पड़ेगा. वापस आके ये लोग
Isn't
मार
it
देंगे.
amazing that terrorists running that entire country?
Yeah.
They have a team which has a verified handle.
Organized
They're playing with them. They have sponsors.
And they're very well
So
loved,
normalized.
the team, the Afghan players. They're very well
It's very interesting,
Except when
no,
they
like-
play Pakistan, they fight each other for nothing.
So our government had banned Pakistani artists, because whatever. But अभी तो literally terrorists चला रहे एक country, and उनके साथ हम match खेल रहे. I mean वहाँ पे कोई problem होता नहीं.
But technically, they're not exactly in cohorts with. You can't trace anything to India at the moment.
But
right?
it is
It's
still
more like
the country, no?
brutal regime in the country.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah,
But I
Or
mean, it's
ISIS-
like ripe
ISIS-
for
Indian
boycott.
A couple of
ISIS,
businesses were
right?
closed down.
Doesn't ISIS have history in India?
ISIS has history in
No, but
India?
technically
there
they're
are
not
like-
part of ISIS because they're
Oh, you think like
Taliban.
sleeper cells?
They're like the local gundas running that area, and that's where they. So they say they were not involved with the killing of that number 2. What's his name? Ayman Awziri, whatever his name is.
I don't know, man.
You shouldn't.
I think I should know a terrorist name by heart.
Because comics were telling me that now BCCI has to create new teams. Otherwise, they are not
No, with all
to
our
play
money,
against.
you have to look after any politically, tumultuous sort of country.
Yeah.
Help them. Sri Lanka was next. You suddenly have Sri Lankans training in Bangalore or something.
I
that's
think
the way-
BCCI
Did Sri Lanka win the cup or
They won the
something?
cup. They won the cup last night, bro. And by 20
Shit is going down in their country, but
that's
at least
great.
they won
Great.
the
They
cup.
played
Yeah.
super. They didn't lose a
Really
game. They beat us. Nobody's talking about them. I love the little guy winning. Of course, shouldn't have beaten us because otherwise I would leave the country. But it's a romantic story.
I
again.
think
I'm all for it.
BCCI should just now go the wrestling way and create fake matches and fake
Or
storylines.
boxing way in America. Now you have there are 10 federations: the IBF, the WBO, the WBA, WBF, and then you have to unify the belt.
This
You
is
have to fight
assuming they're not
5 different-
fixing the matches already.
No, stop it. Fixing is only done in comedy, okay? And only the rich.
But players won't be able to play all the leagues, no? They can only play one
Bro,
tournament.
he's right. It's only a matter of time. In any case, where you only play T20. Why will you suffer?
Yeah.
Why will I tour Zimbabwe for 2 test matches for 2 months and nobody's watching when I can just go and play a league in Bangladesh which pays me much
Absolutely.
more and come back in 15 days?
Yeah.
And viewership in abroad countries is falling, like for cricket. I don't think it's growing.
No,
that
it's
much.
growing in T20. T20, they all got good
What about
ratings.
England,
England test
Australia?
match is still the South Africa full. Okay, the Queen died 2 days. There was no cricket. Day 3, which is the first day of the test match, it was full house, oval. But oval, bro. I've sat at the oval.
Speaking of
I mean,
T20,
I wish India had colonized England. There's so much about England that I like. It would be so nice, if it was our country. I'd be like, hey, come here, I'm Indian. Jolly ho. How are you doing? All good.
Speaking of T20s, there is a rumor going on that Lalit Modi is not with Sushmita Sen anymore, all because of you. Because you were talking about Sushmita Sen and him together, so बहुत problem हो गया उसको.
I think so.
बहुत public attention चला गया
It's my
Cyrus
fault.
की
I
वजह से.
apologize to
shit.
both parties. Also, I think he wants a younger woman.
Yeah.
Also, I had a feeling that
okay.
Sushmita Sen
Okay.
wasn't as
Okay.
proud of that relationship as Lalit Modi was.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, I'll tell
Because
you
she
one
did
thing.
not post photos
But
with
I don't
Our-
want
our
to get personal,
super-
but you cannot, if you have what is called the lisp, you cannot have a name like Sushmita to be said on your mouth all the time. It's tough. You try it. Sushmita. It's not a name that is going to, it's just going to be a nightmare. Especially public announcement. Hello, ladies, I want to thank my wife, my girlfriend.
Oh, 5 days ago, Lalit Modi removed Sushmita Sen's mention from his Insta bio.
He
Precisely
gave
that.
her a send off.
Yeah. Say no.
You
Nice.
got
Very done. Very well
COVID again. Okay.
Yeah, I did.
All right. So any last words?
Very well done. Susma Sen is single again, guys.
Our highly impactful show
Yes.
had impact.
Correct.
Highly
Great.
No,
popular.
no, from where to where?
show.
From the march, across the country, Kanyakumari, Kashmir, to end with Lalit Modi breaking up,
correct.
sending the tweet confirming it.
we have a few more AMAs. if
Yes,
we have
please,
time.
please. I
Yeah.
have time. I have
Okay.
nothing to do.
Girish Patil says, Cyrus, being a proud South Bombay person and a Parsi, how much did you cry on death of Queen Elizabeth II?
Yeah, that's more Kunal. Kunal at 11 o'clock is texting on our family chat. And Kunal is texting and saying, guys, it's happening. Do you have any news? Now, we also have some people who are in bad condition in a hospital, etc. I won't get into that. But so my mother and I on the family chat saying, what, thinking about that? He said, no, it's the Queen. The Queen. Have you heard anything? Like someone is going to call my mother up and tell her,
Yeah.
Gujrega you or something. It's ridiculous. But to cut a long story short, so he was very upset. And Kunal and my daughter are royalists. They love and follow this whole thing. So for them, it's a huge thing.
I had a lot of fun after the Queen died. Not that way, but I'm
You
sad.
celebrated the
that
death of a person who's
old
never
person-
bothered you.
I mean,
An
no.
old lady died
Yeah.
and you made fun.
I-
And you say, I can't call you right
I
now.
was just texting random people with the sentence, the Queen is dead. Right? Because it was true.
They said, Lata.
Oh.
Again, second time.
No, it's such a fun sentence to say, right? The Queen is dead. I mean, it's like this announcement that you want to do to the
But
world.
then you got to say this in the true European style is, the Queen is dead, long live the Queen. You
I
have to
was
say-
WhatsApping it.
Oh, you're doing that, okay.
Yeah. So,
But Parsis would say, the Queen is dead, long live the Queen.
Queen. Long live the Queen.
Queen.
Long live the Queen. But I mean, apart from her being an old person who died, I have no sympathy.
May I say that up to the last time I saw her publicly, just before the Liz Truss thingy happened,
Yeah, Liz Truss.
where she looked a little weak.
Panoti.
But before that, say 2-3 months before, whatever thing when you see it on news, Ramrod Strait, she spoke during that whole, if you remember the Brexit time, she spoke very clearly. I know that's a couple of years back. But you're in your 90s and speaking better than anybody in this panel in terms of just, posture and all that. So she was in good, I suppose she had a good life, all said and done. You rode horses, you bred corgis, and then at the end of the day, you don't really work.
She was
Cut a
like
ribbon
doing
here,
racist
cut a
things
ribbon
on
there.
the side.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
with her grandson.
With her grandson and whatever.
It can't really be proven, can it? I mean, that they said these things or didn't say these things.
Great grandson, sorry.
He said हो गया थोड़ा सा उसमें तो.
Yeah, we don't
Meghan-
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not taking her side. I don't know because I'm sure there's a lot of
But there's a
racism.
lot of
I would imagine the Queen's family would be like slightly racist or like moderately
I've
racist.
heard it in
I
India.
mean, they were colonizing the countries like across the world with, oh, ये brown people है, चल तू तेरा माल दे, मेरे बोट में भर और उस पे taxes भी भर. I mean,
No, I've heard it in India. We've heard relatives all say things like that. Like the child should not look for my wife's side because the darker complexion and all that. It's just normal across the world.
I mean,
people are
sure.
such shoots and racists. It happens all over the world.
yeah, but then the Queen's family was racist.
But that's because they're also human beings, and that's the way people are. People are terrible.
Yeah, so then I don't have to like them.
I'm saying get rid of people.
See, before
Sorry, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. Because there are a lot of right-wing movements. Bro, join us.
Before
Stop
white
that
people
war.
reached Africa, the Africans were enslaving each other also. So it's
And it's like the Eddie Murphy joke, right? You know the famous Eddie Murphy joke. I'll read it as quickly as I can. So he says he dies, he goes to heaven, and he says, God, I hope there's no racism here. God says, no racism. He says, go have a good time. So he goes out, he jumps into the street, he catches a bus, he goes in, and he sits there, and it's all... it's told that everybody's green. All the people have green skin. So he says, wow, we're all green, so I can, sit anywhere. So the conductor says, no, you can't sit anywhere. Light green in front, dark green at the back.
All right. Next one, Shoaib Bakshi has another question. He says, this Friday, 16th of September, all multiplexes are selling tickets at 75 rupees.
Yeah, we discussed that, no? Didn't we?
Cyrus, will you watch now?
what the
You
fuck?
don't-
I
you
was
don't-
Why are they
podcast,
doing
huh?
this again?
This is
promote,
Indian Cinema Day. National Cinema Day of India.
But world and Indian are the same because I
ये
don't know.
ब्रह्मास्त्र popular
Jesus of
करने के लिए
Montreal
किया है
is
ना?
the original and
हो
then
सकता है,
Rande
हो सकता है।
Basanti. World
चीटिंग
India.
कर रहे हैं ना ये ब्रह्मास्त्र वाले चीटिंग
पर
कर रहे
कैसे
हैं
कर सकते हैं यार?
चीटिंग ही है
पूरा इंडिया में ब्रह्मास्त्र वाले कैसे
75 रुपए में तो मैं भी जाऊंगा फिर तो देखने
It's a government
Because
thing, no,
you
this is
guys
not.
are not happy with the dialogue delivery and the dialogue writing.
Oh, but
they've
it does
brought down the
celebrate
prices.
Hindu religion a lot.
What?
Like a lot, everything is in temples. Everything is inspired
and
from
they're still
our
getting
deities
hate,
and all.
imagine.
Yeah.
What else
And
can they
still
do?
Not a great movie. Yeah.
Dear government,
No,
we followed the
I
MOU.
really
I-
wanted to love
you know,
it. I
it's
really
very-
wanted to like it.
It's very
I really
interesting
did not.
why they are getting hate also. I really love following this boycott Bollywood gang, right? So there's a gang, right?
Yeah.
Which is Justice for SSR ka Chota Bhai is now boycott Bollywood gang.
Yeah.
What they are doing is they are pulling out old scenes from movies which are anti-Hindu and then they are just
And out of
boycotting
context as
everyone.
usual.
Oh,
Right.
Everything.
Even a step up of that is the new Vikram Vedha boycott. So upcoming movie Vikram Vedha
Oh,
with
yes.
Hrithik and Saif. You know why Hrithik is being boycotted? Because he went and saw Lal Singh Chaddha and said good things about Lal Singh Chaddha.
Yeah.
So, now we'll boycott your movie.
So now they're just finding reasons to just boycott everyone in Bollywood.
Really?
But when this movie came out, Brahmastra, right? So initially they were like, poster bhi nikla to, arey boycott Brahmastra, whatever it were. And then there were people defending it. You know, like, oh no, you know, this might be a great movie, VFX. Now they have like tweets where all these people who saw the movie are like, kya gandi movie hai, kabhi mat dekhna isko. This should be boycotted just for the quality of it.
I can't understand
It's not
how quickly
no.
you boycott movies, but real issues like the VIP menace, nobody wants to boycott the VIPs.
Yeah.
I mean, no one joins me when I say we have to take them down one way or the other.
You know, we should at least
Lock them all
try
up
to
somewhere.
make boycott VIP culture trend.
Yes,
one
yes,
day.
yes.
That should be our
Yes.
IVM's undertaking.
Thank you, young man. Thank you, young man.
By the way, Times Now had already run this campaign.
He did.
Really?
Yeah.
When he was there.
Yeah. No,
The only
now
quoted one.
also. Like, Rahul Shivshankar.
He started the
Okay.
VIP culture.
Clearly it was
Ganpati
successful,
culture.
guys.
Remember, he went all crazy.
I remember.
For 3 days it worked.
Really?
They stopped
Yeah,
for 3 days.
Yeah.
Now they have it on with just the driver driving. He puts the buzzer on so he can keep going as fast as he
Okay.
wants. It's
The
ridiculous.
Times Now keeps trying to revive whatever Arnab did in like small packages.
I should work
so
in
they
Times
still do
now.
like
Once I'm done with Volvo XC40,
40,
recharge,
recharge.
I move to Times Now. That's my next move.
Wow.
Right.
At the end of the first episode, you've learned the name properly, sir. That's great.
Not properly. I kind of hesitated here and there. But I will. It's just a matter of time. Yeah.
All right. Ariful Islam has asked, do you guys think reviewers blackmail film producers to give positive reviews? I'm sure it happens.
So I heard this, but Punit will tell us.
I'm sure it happens.
Punit, you do this, right? From time
What do
to
you-
time. We can't live off comedy. Yaar.
You're a movie reviewer. Wow,
तो
yeah.
अंग्रेजी बातचीत करते हैं
No
उत्तराखंड में
idea. You review movies.
4 लोग बैठे हैं ऑडियंस में. Obviously, I will do something.
I haven't seen a movie in a couple of years now. I don't have the time.
Oh, so you
for
couldn't
it.
blackmail
Yeah.
because you haven't seen
Neither have those guys who are, wanting the boycott.
Boycott,
to
yeah,
happen.
yeah.
They haven't seen a movie.
didn't there was this thing that didn't Taran Adarsh give it like 2 stars and
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
was shook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
horrible.
I understand completely. 2
the
stars,
word
3
he
stars
used?
makes sense.
Disappointing.
Beyond
Use the word
3.5
disappointing,
stars
yeah.
does not make sense to me. Everyone's giving it 4 or 5 stars as a
Look at the
reviewer.
stars. Look
does not make
at
sense
the
to me.
words used. Disappointing. Disappointing means not good film.
Not good.
yeah,
film.
yeah.
That's the title of his thing.
Yeah, he has a one-word review, no, now.
It was a 3-line review.
One
That's-
word first.
One-
Then he gives like 4 lines after that.
Rajiv
so-
Masan had a nice way of Khalid Mohammed was very good in the old days. This sarcasm and all that was fun. Just the fun of the writing because it's just a mean, bitchy way of
Yeah.
bringing somebody down.
I actually
I-
like Rajesh
I-
Massan's interview. Though, by the way.
Yeah.
I get very worried about like trusting reviewers nowadays. I mean, like
Because
I
whether a
one-
bot or not, is that the question in your mind?
I mean, it's like I don't know what they are watching because sometimes they give
Especially-
like supremely
Bro,
nice to like
do
some
not
garbage
trust
movie.
book reviewers. Remember the guy who stabbed Salman Rushdie?
Yeah.
Rajdi, yeah.
He only read 2 pages and then gave the review. So I'm just saying, be careful.
Wow.
Sorry, too much again. Too much.
That's more than what I read. So I think it's,
One
Don't
more
judge
page
a-
than you, brother.
Don't judge a book by its cover, but also don't stab the author.
Yeah.
And not repeatedly.
Right,
Once
right.
or twice we can allow. Only 20 times for God's sake. I mean, how much time do you have? Once.
You just
twice.
had to make it worse.
But Meghnad, 20 times. I mean, that's psycho, yeah. There's no crime of passion. Should be a second or something. When you lose it, you punch somebody in a bar or something. You know,
You have to be a psycho
20
to do
times
it.
to stab someone. What kind of person does that? It's like a
Yeah,
job, man. It's like I'm a
crazy, man.
professional. I work on my art.
man, really. Like,
And he goes on and
sad.
on to make it worse.
No, I'm just thinking. I want to keep a weapon, and mace is a little dangerous. Now I need something else.
I keep saying his goes on. I don't need adds more
What
to
if somebody attacks us? I hate your podcast wishes. Possibly something we better be prepared for, ladies and gentlemen. And then
No, but I think you'll get 2 stabs
think?
at most.
Yeah.
I think they've done it. Nobody can hit us
20
that.
times.
times
After
too
2,
much,
they
man.
regret it. Oh, you're so sweet.
Like, see, I imagine after like the first 2 stabs, you would at least try and escape. 20 times, like, this guy was just there.
I-
Come
of
arrest
Of course
me.
he was.
He's
I
an
mean,
old
clearly.
man. He got ambushed. What is he going to do?
What if he's like a Jekyll and Hyde bipolar
You
sort of
think
guy?
he's a Hey Rama? What? What is he?
Ooh, and why would that? No, really? I mean, that's completely not up.
That would
You
have
know,
been-
okay.
No, we can't. Let's scratch what Punit
Go
said.
on.
I think Punit should be on
Last
mute and we only afterwards
Yeah.
play him. Not in the live. In the live, we don't play him.
Harvesh P has a great question. Hello, Cyrus. After you drive the Volvo EV car, will you recommend EV? Which is
Harvest
Volvo.
It's, yes, go for it. Volvo EV40 Recharge.
No.
Yeah.
XC40 recharge.
XC40 Recharge.
Volvo
Volvo, guys.
XC40 recharge, guys.
get closer to the camera. They can't see.
There you go. XC40 recharge.
Yes.
Never
would
happen
you,
again.
So would you
This was a
recommend
trial episode. Never
electric?
happen again.
So I think you had a rant in the beginning, but I think you should repeat it for Harvesh also.
And also because now Volvo's angry.
No.
How do we make it up?
No.
Punit will do a show in
all fine,
Uttarakhand
yeah.
next weekend. Only Volvo. Only Volvo.
Go on. Like,
Yeah.
would you recommend?
But I already did. I have a proof of concept here because I've discussed this.
Haan.
I want to go electric. It's just a question of getting the right, because putting the money together and getting the right car, which now we found, and so there's no question. And I think it'll happen, but it'll happen slowly, and suddenly it'll happen slowly, and then suddenly it'll all just disappear.
Yeah.
It'll just be electric.
Yeah.
As you can see across the world, it's just a matter of time. My worry is what's going to happen to all the guys who work in petrol pumps and all that.
Right.
They have to figure that out.
Right.
There's a social issue there. But in the meantime, who cares? Because we are supporters of the
XC40
Volvo
recharge.
There you go.
I thought you wanted
Guys,
BJP.
Okay. So now for the next few weeks, I guess this is going to happen. Chat. Please keep reminding Cyrus about the name.
That's
XC40 recharge. So we will flash that comment again and again on the screen.
As the show starts, please start reminding Cyrus in the comments.
Like, the car is called XC40 recharge.
One second. I just want to go to another topic for a second before you start. Shweta says all the pedestrians and two-wheeler guys will stab Cyrus. I want to tell you, for me, VIP menace first, then two-wheelers and third pedestrian. That's my, if I have to eliminate.
Oh, but your this is a perfect format for you in a car talking to people.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Your traffic rants and idhar
I'm the
billboard tha
auntie
kidhar gaya. type things
I'm the
that
auntie
you
who bangs the car, because she's talking all the time. Yeah.
But it's a very safe car, Volvo. So
It's a
you
very
can
safe
bang
car.
that car.
Please say the full name, for God's sake. How many times do I have to
No,
tell you?
all Volvo cars are extremely safe.
Without looking at
We
it,
got
say it.
XC40 recharge.
XC40 recharge.
Arey,
I can see it here. Punit, what's the name of the car?
I can't see.
That's why you'll be on trains for the rest of your life. I'll give you one last chance, brother. Join the revolution.
I think I
XC40
need to
recharge.
recharge my train pass. Today is the last.
You're waiting for the electric train, is it? It's coming from Volvo as well, so be careful. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in.
No,
please check out
no.
Meghnad's show.
Before we
Wait,
go,
yes,
I got to plug my
Yes, please.
Bangalore shows
Oh,
this weekend.
Volvo's not important, but your bloody Bangalore show is important.
bola na
I
15
want
baar.
They're putting money on the table, and what are you doing? He's hijacked the show now.
He's earning money, man. Let him earn his money. Yeah,
You
please,
better
man.
get it right, huh?
I got 3 shows in Bangalore: Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, fuck the $75 ticket. Come to my show instead.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Nice.
there are 3 different shows in 3 different areas. And
Wait, what are tickets of your show? How much is the price?
it's 400 early bird, 500.
Hey,
standard.
75. What? What are you talking about, bro?
But do you have Nach Gana? In 75, I get Nach Gana also.
You get anti-national thoughts inserted in your head.
Nach Gana, International Airlines Gana.
No, that's not even my audience. People
Yeah.
are going for
God.
Bollywood movies,
God.
not even my audience.
I think after his Uttarakhand experience, he's just happy to go to Bangalore. They all get.
I have
Where
done
are the
full
shows
market.
happening?
So this first show is on Brigade Road, second show is on
On the
White.
road?
Is that just the area? And Whitefield on Saturday and MG Road on Sunday. And these are British-built roads, so there is no flooding there.
Okay, that
Amazing.
there's an MG road in every city, so it's very confusing.
Amazing.
I can connect it from here to Mumbai, from Mumbai to Delhi.
I was
then-
just going to say boat leke aana, but now I can say apni XC40 recharge leke aana.
And all the rich are suffering, huh?
Yeah.
The ones who are having the
Yeah,
boat issues and all these rich, Rishad Premji and gang, literally. But if they only had the
XC40 recharge. Volvo. Yes.
Yes.
overkill,
Okay,
overkill,
I think
overkill,
Dada-
This
overkill.
is- this is how
Like,
it's
guys,
done.
इतना भी हमारा नाम मत बोलो यार.
This is how it's
People
done,
get
guys.
It's
irritated.
the phone sponsors calling as we speak.
Yeah.
मैं भी plug
Say
करेगा.
not in.
Yes,
Last
yes.
plug. Watch my show, Explain Like I'm 10. There is a separate YouTube channel which you will see in the link below.
Please
Sparsh
do.
will put it. And please watch the Shreyas and Krishna Kaushik episode. It's hilarious.
Oh, and I was on an episode as well. You can check that out also.
yeah,
And
he
I
was
might
with
be
Sakshi
interested.
Joshi on What is Journalism.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had no idea.
You play the role of
Cyrus-
Shreyas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Was played by
No,
this
I
actor.
was the professional journalist they call.
I think so.
What a difficult question.
Silverie,
What
man.
is journalism?
Silverie was like when I introduced the topic saying,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I-
what
I-
is journalism?" That was my learn.
I zoned out.
And then like 2 minutes later, Silverie is like, "Guys, what's the topic?"
Yeah.
And Sakshi was like, and he was like, "Oh, wait, I will guess the topic."
Yeah.
And then we
And
and
then-
Sakshi were like, "We already
You already
announced
said
it."
what the topic was.
But whatever you
Whatever.
got, he would retain in his head the place.
Yes.
So if you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about something,
Yeah,
Varanasi,
we
then
recorded
that's
it. We recorded it in Mumbai. Yeah.
There you go. Record. And what do you drive when you're recording in Mumbai?
What do I drive?
Yes.
The Volvo
XC40
XC40
recharge.
recharge.
I'm working with morons. Really. And they
This
blame
gives me a new
I was
show
gonna say my
idea.
actual
dude.
car's name.
this gives,
Hamisha,
fired.
sorry, Cyrus, just one interruption. Hamisha is saying, Meghnad, please consider us for this shows. Actually, that is the long-term plan. We call them the union leader of spectators, the third person. So we ideally want spectators as well. We are just trying to build up the process flow, etc. 10 episode tak. Then we will get people from the comments actually. YouTube
Who you have no
commenters.
regard for as professional wisdom, etc. So you're
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
and they're third party who doesn't know
third-
anything. Okay.
I
you
don't
could
care.
do a
Because
new
you only got so many
podcast, dude,
cousins,
and
right? Yes, after
Yeah,
3 or 4 episodes,
exactly.
cousins ho gaya. Now what do?
you got a new podcast idea there. Explain like I'm Silverie.
Well, that'll do really well. Yes, correct.
Shit, I got
I'm stealing that idea
Nobody presents.
from Meghnad and Punit.
I worked with Silverie maybe 3 years now, and nobody presents, and no one can present like him because it takes half an hour to tell you that the
Hey, man.
sparrow went from the balcony to the window.
Yeah,
That's it,
guys.
Half an hour.
I have to find my moments to talk in this podcast.
And
So I
we-
know when I'm introducing a topic, I'll get a 20-minute batch.
And
where I can
Punit,
talk.
who's with him? The guy who's impatient for everything.
Yeah.
It's my nightmare.
Sometimes I have not been able to introduce a topic, the first sentence of the topic, and Cyrus has already gone off for a tangential rant about some other.
It's like a
That
Vikram
has
Seth
happened
novel.
5
no?
times today also.
Yeah.
It's a
Like,
super
it's-
partnership, brother.
yeah.
It's a super
No, but
partnership.
that's good. It's creative, right? It's
Yeah.
That's why together we'll never get it wrong when it comes to Volvo.
XC40 Reacher.
Ah! Both okay. Good night. Good night.
Thank you so much, guys. See
Bye.
you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you. We need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.